All right. So my name's Ricky Forney. I'm going to talk to you today about job classifications in the Public Works Department of the town of Irwin, Tennessee. Hi, Dr. Holman. Okay, so the town of Irwin, Tennessee was incorporated in 1903. At the 2010 census, we have about 6,000 residents, a little more. There are 15 employees in my departments, the streets and parks and rec. The services we offer include solid waste, brush and leaf collection, snow removal, asphalt, concrete maintenance, and park services. The town of Irwin, Tennessee is also known for the execution of Murderous Mary, but that's a change event that we're not discussing today. So the change event we're talking about was a planned event. It would establish job classifications. Currently, all of my employees are labeled as laborers, so this doesn't give them opportunity to come in as a skilled laborer and be compensated or be valued for knowing extra skills. It's also an evolutionary change because it's something that's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of buy-in from upper level management and on down. Currently, all my employees, like I said, are hired as laborers. There's classifications among other municipalities that offer equipment operators opportunities to show their skills and to take on other job responsibilities that you wouldn't often have with a laborer who's not confident in those things. And so there's that slide. It also allowed those who are low-level laborers to maintain basic functions. Not everyone wants to run heavy equipment. Not everyone wants to run big stuff. They just want to come in. They might be a young kid looking to advance themselves and have the opportunity to mow, to maintain streets and right-of-way through a seasonal opportunity. This would value the employees in my departments tremendously because it's not something that had been done before, and it might keep some around. So what went right? I kind of followed the Cotter model in my what went right and what went wrong. The previous director established urgency. He noticed that we were losing a lot of employees due to retirement and also undervaluing them. He developed a vision. He looked at how broad, how wide. He got buy-in from the low levels and started hunting towards goals. Short-term wins, we call them attaboys in our department. We also hold monthly luncheons within our departments, and it kind of gave the guys a sense of entitlement to what they were doing and to what they offered to the departments, thereby empowering them to take action. So what went wrong? Creating a coalition. The problem is that he took on this responsibility on his own. He spearheaded it. He did a lot of data, but he didn't include anyone else within the organization to get their buy-in to go with him. He didn't communicate the vision to anyone else, so when it came time to present it, there was no buy-in from anyone else. Declaring victory too soon, you got the employees, you're telling them everything that's going on, they're rah-rah, hooray, but they're thinking that something's going on, but if it's celebrated too early before it's implemented, then things can go catastrophic. And he didn't anchor it to the culture. The project itself was designed through looking at other larger, more broad-based municipalities instead of communities that were like ours. So the outcomes, change failed. When it came time to present to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen in budget sessions, it failed drastically. They weren't on board at all because they didn't have any buy-in. There wasn't anything to tell them that they had the opportunity to help their employees. It's too comprehensive, too many classifications, too spread out, and so it got too broad, too big, too wide, too fast. And then it was overly explained. So my personal feelings towards the change is I think it's something that's very necessary. add value, to add longevity within my departments. We're seeing a lot of building trades are being lost within the workforce, and that's something I need in my departments, are employees that have building trades and not necessarily college educations. So as far as the leadership position, they didn't buy in at all. Like I said before, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen shut it down real fast. They're in favor of valuing the employees. Typically, we get 3% annual increases upon, in addition to bonuses, but it wasn't something that they were going to implement at the expense of the taxpayer. And nothing had been done like this before, so of course we're always cautious in making changes this big. So it affected me because I started this position in 2015, so it was something that was already going. My departments were already on board with the idea. They thought it was going to happen, so I had to take the vision and actually continue it and try to implement it. So right now I'm in the process of trying to adjust it to communicate it to the board. I've already got a lot of board buy-in. It's just something that has to be presented within the finances of the organization. Also, it takes talking to individuals on an individual basis instead of in a group basis, in a group setting, and actually have one-on-one communication to get more buy-in, for them to ask questions, because a lot of times whenever you're in an open meeting, you don't typically like to ask anything. And I still have to empower my employees to stay focused on their task, because a lot of times if they're looking at a pay scale, they don't want to do specific tasks. Does anyone have any questions? But yeah, thank you. 7 minutes.